Aurora here, and today I'm going to be making a classical creme brulee dessert. It's very easy, it's very good, and it only requires a few ingredients. Let's get started. First, you'll need 1 pint of heavy whipping cream, 3 eggs, but we're only going to use the yolk, and if you can find it, a whole vanilla bean stick so you can scratch out the vanilla beans, but if you can't find it in your local grocery store, then it's perfectly fine to use a vanilla extract and 1/2 cup of sugar. On a medium flame, you're going to pour the whole pint of heavy whipping cream directly into a small pot, and along with that, you're going to pour 1/4 cup of sugar. So just half of that, and you're going to reserve the other half for the yolks. And last but not least, your vanilla bean. And like I said, if you have a vanilla bean paste or the inside of a vanilla bean, it's 1/2 teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And we are just going to keep that on that medium flame just until you start to see sort of a foam-like texture come up along the top. I'll show you what that looks like when we get there. With the other cup of sugar, or the other 1/4 cup, pour it right into a mixing bowl, and we're going to take our 3 eggs, and we are going to separate the yolks from the white. And you do not need the whites at all unless you want to save them and make yourself an egg white omelet or maybe some meringue. Totally your call. So we have our 3 egg yolks and 1/4 cup of sugar, and you're just going to whisk that up really quickly. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, it's incorporated and it's good. And now, cameraman, right over here, this way, let's show our people. Ooh, we have our foam forming right along the top. That's a lot of the fat and the water coming up to the surface. So we're just going to take this right over here, and we're going to mix it right in with our egg yolks. And you want to whisk it right away so that the egg doesn't cook, or if you're a super professional, you will temper it, which means slowly add the cream to the egg back and forth so the temperature sort of moderates itself, but I'm kind of hasty at times, so I didn't do that. Okay, anyway, so that's the base for it. And now, here are our creme brulee ramekins. I have 2 of them, and I have them in this oven-safe sort of pan so we can bake it. I'm going to take this mixture and you pour it directly into your creme brulee ramekins. Slowly, and it's nice and thick. Okay. Fill them up pretty good, and I have enough for a couple more, but I'm only going to show you 2. Then I'm going to put this about 1/4 of the way with some water. Okay, so let me get that water. Okay, so I'm just pouring some water in there. And what this is gonna do is sort of help to keep the creme brulees moist and give it sort of a poaching effect, if you will. Poaching, braising, I don't know, something like that. So I got that in there, keep some moisture, and then we're gonna cover it like so. And you want these little puppies to be able to vent, otherwise they'll be angry. I mean, everyone gets angry if they can't vent, and then you'll get a steam burn. So I'm going to poke 1 hole there and 1 hole there just to let some of the steam out. My oven is on 325, and I'm going to bake this right here. I'm going to bake this for about 40 minutes, or the best way to test it is give it that little shake. And when you see it sort of just wobble like Jell-O, but you know it's not spilling or overflowing, it's got a nice solid ground on itself, it is ready. My creme brulee has been cooling for just a little over an hour. It's nice and cold now, which is how you really want to serve it. And we're going to do a little bit of garnish. I like to serve it with fresh strawberries just to give it a nice color. I'm going to cut that in half like so. And I'm just going to cut these nice thin little strips into the strawberry. Let's see that. And what we're going to do is fan it out just along the top. Okay? I'll do 1 more for you. Okay. Pretty! Let's get our sugar. And you're going to put, oh, no lumps, put enough sugar to cover the top, and you really don't want lumps like I have. And now we're going to torch that sucker start from the top, and you really want to see the bubbles start to disappear first. Stay from afar. Once the bubbles or the sugar starts to disappear, then you zoom in and you really finish it off. Okay? And you'll see a nice brown color. You don't want to burn the sugar. Maybe a little bit more. Okay? That's how it's supposed to look. Let it sort of cool down a second. Let the sugar start to really settle back in. And I'm just going to stick my garnish like so right into it while the sugar is nice and hot, and it'll really stick there. See that? Look how pretty that is. That is our creme brulee, and you can throw another one on there if you like. That might be tacky.